Hi students, welcome to Sunil's tutorial. I'm Sunil Mirwani and today we'll be doing this chapter called as foreign exchange. We're going to do question number 18 today. We're doing illustration 18 in the books of Messrs. Chetan International. In the books of Messrs. Chetan International. Right? Let's see this. Messrs. Chetan International, an Indian exporter, sells goods to Rexon Company of New York, invoicing them at 1,45,000. The exchange rate is this much. Chetan received a remittance on 1st March. The rate of exchange. Okay. You have a local bank deducting charges of 1,000 while crediting the amount. Okay. Let's start. They're saying that Messrs. Chetan International, an Indian exporter, sells goods to Rexon Company of New York, invoicing this on 31st December 2003. Debit the receiver. Rexon Company account debit to sales. Right? Being goods sold. Being goods sold. Right?
68 lakh 15.
Yeah, I'll just write that down first. You are selling goods of $1,45,000 when the dollar rate is 47.
68 lakh 15,000.
68 lakh 15,000. Right? 68 lakh 15,000. Right? Being goods sold. Being goods sold. Right? Next, let's move on ahead. Messrs. Chetan International received a remittance of $1 lakh on 1st March, the rate of exchange being so much. On 1st March, you received a remittance. Money is coming in, bank account debit. Leave a line to debit the receiver, credit the giver. Rexon Company account. Okay, Rexon Company has sent you $1 lakh. Rexon Company has sent you $1 lakh and you had sold to them at the rate of 47, right? So that is 47 lakhs. Fine, do we get this in clear? Now on the date of exchange, on the date of remittance, the dollar rate was 48, right? So that is $1 lakh into 48, so that is going to give you 48 lakhs. Okay, now pay attention here. I should have received 48 lakhs, out of which the bank deducted 1,000 charges, debit expenses and losses. So on the bank, charges are going to be debited because they are expenses. So 1,000 is deducted. So out of 48 lakhs, if 1,000 is deducted, the net amount credited to your account will be 47 lakh 99,000, right? 47 lakh 99,000, right? Now let's see this. You have 48 lakhs on the debit side, 47 lakhs on the credit side. Difference 1 lakh to exchange difference 1 lakh being remittance received. Right, that was 1st March. Let's move on ahead. The balance amount was paid by Rexon Company on 10th April. Now before 10th April, you are going to have 31st March when you have to do the rate change entry. Now on 31st March, they are saying that the dollar rate was 46.5. Now when you sold at 47. Had you taken the money on that same date, you would have got 47 rupees per dollar. On 31st March, you are going to get 46 rupees 50 paisa per dollar. That means you are incurring a loss of 50 paisa on how many dollars? You've already received a payment of $1 lakh. You are going to incur a loss of 50 paisa on $45,000, right? Loss. That means exchange difference on the debit side. So this is exchange difference account debit. Exchange difference account debit to Rexon Company, right? $45,000 $45,000 and you are incurring a loss of 50 paisa. Someone please tell me how much it is?
22,500.
Excuse me?
22,500.
22,500. Being rate changed. Right? Now, 31st March, transfer the profit and loss to P&L. You have a profit of 1 lakh here, you have a loss of 22,500 here. So you're going to have profit. Profit means P&L on the credit side. So this is going to be exchange difference account debit to P&L. Someone tell me how much is this? 80, 78, 77, 500. Someone please cross check that. Being profit transferred. Right? Once you've done that, next on 15th April, right? They are saying that the balance payment was received on 10th April. 10th April, you've received payment, money is coming in, bank account debit, leave a line to Rexon Company, debit the receiver, credit the giver. They are going to pay you $45,000. Since this entry is after 31st March, you will have to consider the 31st March as the base rate for Rexon Company. So as of 31st March, the rate was 46.5. On the date of payment, the rate was 46. So they are going to pay you $45,000 at the rate of 46. Right? Someone please get me this 46.5 and 46. How much is this?
It's 20,92,900.
Which one? 46?
Down right.
26 lakh?
20 lakhs 92,500.
20 lakhs, like
70,000.
20 lakhs.
70,000.
Okay. Now,
Bank charges.
I'm coming to bank charges. I'm just reading that. The local bank debited bank charges of 200. Right? Debit expenses and losses. Bank charges account debit 200. Since 200, that means now instead of this you will receive 200 less here, so you will receive 800. Now this is 2,70,000 and 2,92,000. That means there's a loss of 22,500. This is going to be exchange difference.
It will be 2069.
No, the total debit is how much? 20,70,000. Right? The total credit is 20,92,500. Right? 22,500. Exchange difference account debit 22,500. Right? That was 10th April. Now, on 31st March, you need.
Bank account will be 20,69,800. Yes, sir. 20,69,800. Because 200 being
But the total amount, that much amount was received. After that, the bank has debited. So you are not concerned with that. The total exchange difference is going to be your difference between total debit and total credit. The bank charges are inclusive in that. Like you don't exclude the bank charges. So the total debit is inclusive of the money that you received plus the bank charges. Bank charges have been paid out of that money that was received. So you and that's the reason I actually always write that figure first. That's the reason I first wrote this is not 69,800. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right? That's the reason I've always write that figure first and then I deduct it to show you that this money payment and from this money only the payment was made. Okay. Let's move on ahead. Now, 10th April now. Let's debit 31st March 2004. Loss. Loss means P&L on the debit side, P&L account debit to exchange difference, transfer the loss, 22,500, 22,500 being loss transferred. Right? That finishes that sum. Right? Next, let's move on to the next sum. Let's see illustration 19. Messrs. Wipro has entered into the following transactions in foreign currency during the year ending 31st March. In the books of Wipro Limited, journal. Right, let's start. On 7th April, goods worth 8,000 were exported to Messrs. Vaughan Limited of US and payment received on 15th April. So now first of all I need to chronologically arrange the dates. I have to make sure that I am writing it properly. Right? Then starts 2006, 7th April. You exported goods to Messrs. Vaughan Limited. Debit the receiver. Messrs. Vaughan Limited account debit to sales. You have exported goods of 8,000 US dollars and the dollar rate on 7th April was 41 rupees. Right? Someone tell me how much is this?
3,28,000.
3,28,000. 3,28,000 being goods sold. Right? That was 7th April. Now, you have received payment on 15th April. 15th April because the next transaction is on 7th May. So I can receive that payment. You receive payment. Money is coming in. Bank account debit. Leave a line to Vaughan Limited. Right? You had sold goods of 8,000 at 41, which was 3,28,000. On the date of payment, the dollar rate had become 41.25. So this is 8,000 into 41.25. 3,30,000. Right? The difference is going to be 2,000. So this is going to be 2 exchange difference. $2,000 being payment received. Right? But next 15th April, next you have on 10th May exported goods worth $13,000 to Messrs. Marshall Limited of Canada on 10th May. Right?
After that, it's 5th May received in advance.
Okay. And payment was received in advance on 5th May. So you have received the payment in advance on 5th May. Received payment. Money is coming in. Bank account debit. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Right? So in that case, here your giver is Messrs. Marshall Limited. Messrs. Marshall Limited. Right? The amount is $13,000. You've received the entire amount in advance, and on 5th May the dollar rate was 41.5.
5,39,500.
5,39,500 being advance received. Now on 10th May you have made actual delivery of goods. Right? So debit the receiver, so that is going to be Messrs. Marshall Limited, debit to sales. Right? Now, you have sold goods of $13,000 and on 10th May the dollar rate was 41. Someone please tell me how much is that?
5,33,000.
5,33,000. You have received an advance from Marshall for 5,39,500. The difference is going to be called as exchange difference.
6,500.
How much? 6,500 being goods sold. Right? After 10th May, the next entry that you have is on 15th June. On 15th June, raw material was imported worth $9,000 from Messrs. Thompson Limited. 15th June. Debit what comes in? Raw material account debit to the name of the company is Messrs. Thompson Limited. Right? Now, they are saying that $9,000. Now, on 15th June, the dollar rate was 1.75. $9,000 into 41.75. Someone please give me that figure.
3,75,750.
3,75,750 being raw material imported. That was 15th June. Okay. Now, raw material from Italy, and the payment was made on 30th June. Right? On 30th June, you are making a payment. Debit the receiver, Messrs. Thomson Limited. You are making a payment. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Money is going out. Thomson, you just have written that entry that you had imported goods of 3,75,750. Now on the date of payment, the dollar rate was 40, right? So someone please do 9,000 into 40.
3,60,000.
3,60,000. The difference is called as exchange difference. So this is going to be 2 exchange difference. How much is it?
15,750.
15,750 being payment made. Right, that was 30th June. Next, on 20th July, goods worth $5,000 were exported to Messrs. Sarfaraz Limited of Pakistan. On which date? 20th July. Exported, debit the receiver, Messrs. Sarfaraz Limited, debit to sales. Okay. Sarfaraz Limited, you have exported goods of $5,000 and on 20th July, your dollar rate is 42. $5,000 and 42. Someone help me get this?
2,10,000.
2,10,000. 2,10,000 being goods exported. Right, that was 20th July. Now they are saying that payment was not received till 31st March. So we just remember this. Next, on 1st September, a machine worth $18,000 was imported from Messrs. Stephen Limited of West Germany. Right? Let's see this. On 1st September, you have imported. Debit what comes in? Machinery account debit. Machinery account debit. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who's the giver? Stephen is the giver. Stephen Limited. Right? You have imported machinery of $18,000 and on 1st September the dollar rate is 42.25. $18,000 and 42.25. Yeah, how much is that?
So 7,60,500.
7,60,500. 7,60,500 being machinery imported. Right, 1st September. Now the payment was made on 1st October. 1st October you made a payment. Right, debit the receiver. Stephen Limited account debit. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Money is going out to bank account. You are making a payment of $8,000. You are making a payment of $8,000. You had imported at 42.25. So 8,000 into 42.
3,38,000.
3 lakh.
38,000.
Okay. And on the date of payment on 1st October, the dollar rate was 42.5. So 8,000 into 42.5. 3,40,000. Right? So you will have exchange difference account debit 2,000. Right? Being payment made. 1st October, after that you have on 1st November. 1st November, you made a payment of $6,000. Debit the receiver, Stephen Limited account debit to bank. Right? You are making a payment of $6,000. You had exported at the rate of 42.5.
2,53,500.
2,53,500. And on the date of payment, the dollar rate is 1st November.
So
dollar-
it's 2,50,000.
2 lakh. We are going Stephen now. Yeah, 2,53,500 is correct. And on the date of payment, the dollar rate is 42
So,
points.
Stephen Limited 6,000 into 42.25.
42.25.
42.5.
And this is 42.5 is on 1st November
42.75.
42.75.
It's 2,56,500.
2,56,500. Right, someone give me the difference please.
3,000.
3,000. That is going to be 3,000. Exchange difference account. Debit. 1st November, after that the next payment is on 1st December. Debit the receiver. Stephen Limited account debit to bank. $6,000. Your base rate is 42.25.
That's 4,000 last
Okay.
payment.
Last one is $4,000. Yeah, something that is
1,69,000.
The rate of 42.
the rate is on 1st December. The rate is 42. Yeah, someone give me this.
1,68,000.
1,68,000. The difference will be called as to exchange difference 1,000 being payment made. Right, 1st December done. Next, on 15th Jan, raw material worth 6,500 were imported from Bishop. On 15th Jan, right? Raw material debit one comes in, raw material account debit. Raw material account debit to Messrs Bishop Limited. Right? Raw material account debit to Messrs Bishop Limited. You imported goods of $6,500 on 15th Jan, 41.75.
71,370.
At the rate of 41.75. How much is this?
2,71,375.
375. 2,71,375. Being raw material imported. Right, that was 15th Jan. Next, the payment was the same as outstanding as on 31st March. On 10th Feb, spare parts worth $800 were imported from Messrs Garner Limited of France and against immediate payment. On 10th Feb. 10th Feb. Right? Debit what comes in, what are you bringing in? Spare parts. Spare parts account debit. Payment is made immediately to bank. Spare parts imported. Right? Now you have $800 and on 10th Feb 42. Some
33,600.
excuse me.
33,600.
33,600. Right? Now, let's do the rate change entry for people who haven't paid up till 31st March. Right? One was Sarfaraz. This is on 31st March. Now, we have Sarfaraz entry. We had exported goods to Sarfaraz on 20th July. And on 20th July, the rate was 42. And on 31st March, it is 42.5. Had I taken the money on 20th July, I would have got 42 rupees per dollar. Now I'll get 42 rupees 50 paisa per dollar. I'm going to make a profit of 50 paisa. Profit means exchange difference on the credit side. Sarfaraz Limited debit to exchange difference. I'm making a profit of 50 paisa per dollar on $5,000 that were exported to Sarfaraz. 2,500. Being rate changed. right? 31st March, you haven't received or you haven't made the payment to Messrs Bishop Limited. Now raw material was imported on 15th Jan. On 15th Jan the dollar rate was 41.75. Now it has become 42.5. That means you have to pay 75 paisa more on the entire payment of 6,500. You have to pay more. Loss means exchange difference on the debit side. Exchange difference account debit to Messrs Bishop Limited. Right? 75 paisa on the entire $6,500. Can someone please tell me that?
4875. No, sorry.
Yeah, it's correct. 4875.
4875. Right, being rate change. Now, 31st March. I need to find out the profit or the loss in the entire transaction. Let's start, guys. Let's start from the beginning. Someone please start adding or subtracting. You have a profit of 2,000, right? Then you have a profit of 6,500. Then you have a profit of 15,750. Then you have loss of 2,000. Then you have loss of 3,000. Then you have a profit of 1,000. Then you have a profit of 2,500, and you have a loss of 4,875. Someone tell me.
17,875.
How much? 17,875 profit. Profit means P&L on the credit side. So exchange difference account debit to P&L. You said 17 how much?
875.
875. 17,875 being profit transfer. Right? Right, so that finishes that sum. Right, we stop this here for the day. Thank you very much.